Pisces. Thanks for joining me. Thank you for all your likes and comments and all the rest of it. Subscribes. I do appreciate it a lot. So let's get into your reading today, and it is for this dark of the moon time, this new moon in Gemini. So let's get into it. You yourself have two little fishes that often swim in opposing directions, just like the dual nature of the Gemini. So let's just see what's on the board and the storyline, whatever. Today I'm using Morgan Greer to begin with today. Don't always do that, but we always go through and clarify. Take what resonates, as always, leave what doesn't, and check out any other titles that stand out for you at this time. So they've all come out pretty smoothly, pretty clearly. So let's just say we're coming out here, Pisces, with the Eight of Wands. It's like information coming through pretty quickly. Messages, immediacy, not immediate. I don't mean it like that. Immediacy. I mean just free flow. Messages coming through, online, around you, which enable a level of clarity and speed in terms of what you're embarking upon at this current time, or if you're just nestling in this sort of wintry central point of winter and thinking about stuff that you want to do, whatever it is. So we've got this speed of communication coming to you. With that, we also have the Seven of Cups. I mean, sevens are all about assessment. So we're looking at what you think will fly. You've got a lot of options. You've got boundless options here. It's just deciding what you think is a good feel, is a good fit, and what may fly and what might just be a fantasy. So it's a sort of assessment, as I said. Then we have the Temperance card. Temperance. It's all about the alchemical processes of life, these situations or periods of time that in effect have their own timing, because there's a lot of things that are being drawn in to bubble away in the cauldron, as it were. And there's a time where it's right. They present themselves to you. So Temperance is a beautiful card. There's a higher, what's a way to say it? I mean, I guess it's sort of a higher divine level of timing for you, for your soul. We then have the Knight of Pentacles, a wonderful managing character. Slow moving, yep, but incredibly reliable, in some ways quite predictable actually. So let's just come in here and clarify with the Thoth deck. We'll just clarify with the Thoth deck. Eight of Wands, excuse me. Eight of Wands here. Okay. Just get them out. Eight of Wands. Well, let's see. We've got the Knight of Swords. There's a focus. There's a connection with whatever it is, messages coming through, whatever you see going on in your world. The speed of communication. There's a connection here with something that you're focused on. In fact, you're propelled. You have a target, Pisces, whatever this is in your life. As I said, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. There's a target here, a goal, a target, a focus. And nothing is really in the way here to prevent you from reaching it. The Knight of Swords. See the propeller. This is uber focus. So it's good. There's a general feeling of like, ooh, excuse me, almost like, the blinkers are on and you're really looking ahead here at this thing, whatever it is. Seven of Cups, assessing. Do we get time to assess? I think we do. Having Temperance here suggests that. We're looking at the Seven of Cups, opportunity, options. It's wide open, right? Two of Wands, dominion. Look, you have authority over yourself. And you look around and you see the resources that you have and how you can use them. And all the twos, there's a decision to be made. But in the Two of Wands, we know what we've got. It's all laid out on the table, right? So it's kind of good. It's easier. It simplifies things. Within that, we understand that our authority is over ourselves in our world. And so we have that to work with when we understand that. We also have the Eon, which is in the Thoth deck, it's called the Eon. It is a judgment card. And within this card, we see generations. We see inheritance. Along many and over many lifetimes, if you choose to believe in that, or in your lifetime. There's a kind of inheritance factor to this judgment card. And I guess I always liken judgment to a rebalancing, seeking to rebalance a situation, your world. That can be very helpful, a very helpful card to indicate a level of balance, I suppose. The thing too with judgment, which is, what was I going to say, which is the way that I see it sometimes, is that you get this like a series of little flashes, film clips moving past, and you can see that all the choices, decisions, experiences that you've had, all the choices, decisions that you've made have got you to this current, emphasis on current point. Not to say that there's a thunderbolt going to come down and go, you made a wrong decision. It's not about that and that sense of judgment. It's about balance. And in some ways, when we go back to the Seven of Cups, it really is about a self-assessment, which exists in the Two of Wands also. Okay, let's keep going. I'm just kind of slowing up a bit. So let's keep going. We're looking at Temperance. So definitely things are on the move. New things coming in. For Pisces. Can we look at Temperance? For Pisces, please. God, this always happens. Right. So we've got art popping out, which is Temperance. So there's, so that kind of says yes, yes to everything. Yes, there is a big level of divine timing in the process, in the place where you are at this current point. It is about timing. It's about timing that there is something larger in the world out there and that you're connected to it, but you don't necessarily have control over it. Let's get one more card for so we've got Temperance twice. Let's get another big kahuna, we've got fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune, we just go with the flow. Sometimes Pisces, it's difficult. We go with the flow. Look, the Wheel of Fortune indicates that, we might just have to kind of bide our time with the old Temperance card there, but we are on the wheel. It is moving. It's moving. And sometimes when we're on that wheel, we release things, which makes the wheel move a little bit faster, We've got the Star coming out as well. So here we understand divine timing. We understand the Wheel of Fortune. Sometimes we're on the bottom, we're hanging on, and other times we're on top. And sometimes along the way, we just get rid of a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And it makes things sort of, maybe speed up a bit. But in the Star card, we're looking at being stripped back naked. There's a level of surrender here. There's a level, Pisces, of needing to just surrender to something larger than oneself. This is a card of healing. It's a card of wishes, dreams coming true. In its simplistic form. Ultimately, it's a card of healing. It's an Aquarian card that bridges a gap between yourself on this earth and a wider cosmic order. We see it in some decks. We have the Pleiades, Matariki is coming up here, that time of the year. The Seven Sisters, the Pleiades. In some decks we do see that the Star is and has a place within that. But yeah, a bridge, our connection to a wider cosmos, literally and sort of metaphorically, Pisces. Right, I'm getting all swept away in the Neptunian Pisces theme here. Let's see the Knight of Pentacles. Solid, stable, secure. Very secure. Stability sometimes is everything, having a safe place. So we've got the Four of Wands here, which in the Thoth deck is called completion, but we achieve many completions within a lifetime. It's a place of, in some ways, belonging and homecoming because there has been an achievement. Or it can simply be seen as the place where you belong, because this wheel is your wheel. It's your journey. With that, we've got two other cards. We've got the Princess of Swords. There's a need, because of the cumulus cloud, there's no clarity here in the Princess of Swords. So exerts a lot of energy in fighting an invisible enemy. She's defending something, but she can't see what she's defending herself from. The elevation exists here when we see the Queen of Swords, and all of those clouds are at the Queen's feet. This is a young energy. Sometimes we get caught up in just exhausting ourselves, defending something that ultimately might not even exist, certainly not exist in the external world. And then we've got this gorgeous Six of Wands on that beautiful point on the Tree of Life. It's all about balance, harmony, beauty. It's also about success and winning, achieving something that in fact you see I always say this about that card. You see your value reflected back at you from others. You ultimately, importantly, see it within yourself. And so, Pisces, now we'll get some, what are we doing? We'll get some, I'm nearing the end of these readings, so it's sort of everything's like, we'll get a Brian Froud, Pixie and Fairy card for an extra little glimmer here. For an extra glimmer. If we can. If we can. Right. We've got two. What have we got? Look, this is interesting. It doesn't happen that much that I get the blank card. The deck was produced with a blank card that you could put your own figure or symbol on, which I haven't. We come out here with the Ra. This is pure kinetic energy. It's like, it's movement. That's all its purpose is movement, is energy, progression. Think of a progression. Think of a Len Lai sculpture, It's just, that's what it's for. It's to move. To move. Simply that. Blank card, it is what you want it to be. Your own little fairy symbol, whatever. So it's kind of interesting, isn't it, Pisces? Anyway, so there's a lot of amazing big cards here. There's a large level of focus. There's clear communication. There's understanding that there is a wider how would you say it? A wider world, alchemy, timing, synchronicities, coincidences, all of these things, and our connection with the wider cosmos is what I'm trying to say within this whole thing. But there's a large level of victory here, which is a wonderful thing. Now, I'm just going to pull that's appropriate. I'm going to pull a rock mineral crystal card. We just had one card come out. This is a nice simple deck, and it has the elements in it as well, and we just got one pop out. So we'll try and get a rock mineral crystal as well today. Can we have one for Pisces, please? Yes. Interesting. What do we got? So, firstly, how appropriate. We had water jumping out. Of course, emotional intuition, psychic powers, and healing. So that's pretty lovely and appropriate, Pisces, for you. Then we have pyrite. Good change of fortune. Well, hello, Pisces. Good change of fortune. Success. Renewed focus. And leadership. So that sounds pretty good to me. On that note, Pisces, I hope you got something out of this reading that you can take away with you. And enjoy this beautiful new moon in Gemini, and we'll see you next time round. Okay, ka kite, bye.